Hi guys, welcome to my channel Happy High Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out what triggers your person in your connection. So this topic just randomly popped up in my head, so I'm sure that there are certain people out here which would like to know, after all, what is it that triggers their person. You guys keep on hearing, oh, they got triggered. Triggered by what? So that is our aim for this reading today. For the first group, I have this light purple stone over here, this white stone for group 2, and the orange stone for group 3. So pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below, so make your choice and let's get started. Hi group 1, so for those of you who chose the light purple stone, first let's find out using the oracles what triggers your person in this connection. So the cards that came out for you were loyal heart, never ending story, chaos and conflict, spiritual union, rejoice in celebration, and emotional withdrawal. So this is the 2 of cups, 3 of cups, and 8 of cups. Okay, needless to say, it looks as if before you came into their life, this person has either been scorned once or twice in love, or if not firsthand, they have seen someone very close to them, like a friend, relative, sibling, or whoever, get cheated upon. So loyalty and third party, these two things are this individual's biggest triggers. Now the first scenario that I'm picking up on over here is that this person does not like to give a test of their loyalty under any circumstances. It's almost as if they just want you to accept that they are loyal and that is it. They do not like to entertain any questions or any doubts, if at all, when raised on their loyalty. So let's say if ever you were to confront them about a particular friend that you've seen they've been hanging out with a lot, or a particular person whom you've observed has been leaving lots of likes or comments under your person's pictures. So if you ask them about this individual, that will trigger them. Why? Because they don't like being questioned on their loyalty. So either they will not answer your questions, or they will try to gaslight you, or they will like I said, get irritated or not talk to you for a few days. They take it very personally. They're like, how dare you ask me that question? How could you even assume that I would cheat on you? It's kind of like that. And I see over here with chaos and conflict, instead of okay, so I just heard that they're not the only ones perhaps who've been hurt before. Maybe even you've been hurt before, or maybe even you have witnessed people getting hurt by other people. So when you see them with someone, perhaps out of curiosity, or perhaps because of your own fear of whatever it is that you had experienced firsthand or seen someone else experience, you ask those questions. But coming back to what I was originally saying, with chaos and conflict, it's like this person immediately enters this sort of this person enters a sort of survival mode, wherein they will do anything or say anything to just come out victorious at the top. I'm also seeing over here with never-ending story, for some reason your person seems to believe that in general you are the one who has trust issues, and that in general you've never found them good enough or faithful enough for you. So each time something like this happens, it's almost as if they can anticipate, oh my gosh, here group 1 is gonna shower me with questions now on how I don't even know how to deal with this anymore. They sort of make it all about themselves, is what I'm hearing. So anyway, so that is the first trigger, getting questioned about their loyalty. The second trigger over here with 2 of cups, 3 of cups, and 8 of cups seems to actually be just the other way around, which is, that's basically hypocrisy. If group 1 sees you with someone else and asks you questions, it triggers you because you feel like your loyalty is being targeted. And then when you see group 1 with somebody, again it triggers you. Why? Because over here with 3 of Cups and 8 of Cups, it seems as if in the past your person was either cheated upon, backstabbed, ghosted, the person that they liked someone else, the person that they liked left them for someone else, something like that might have happened with them or someone that they knew. Which is why, and you might have noticed this, your person is not overly fond of a few of your friends, especially those whom they feel like you are close to. And you might have made it very clear from your side that this is just a platonic connection. I mean, I've known this guy since I was like, 5 or 6. So he's kind of like my best friend. He's my oldest friend or whatever. But they don't understand that. Because immediately what comes in their mind when they see you with someone else is this whole 3 of Cups thingy, wherein they're like, what if group 1 leaves me for this person? What if they're asking me not to worry about them, and then before I know it, they've gotten together with that person and I'm sitting over here wondering what the fuck just happened? So being cheated upon is another very big fear of this person, which is why whenever they see you hanging out with someone or someone, like I said, it's basically just the other way around. So if they see someone leaving lots of likes or comments on your pictures, or they see you having a fun banter with someone online or offline or wherever, they get triggered by it. In fact, I'm also seeing over here with emotional withdrawal, it's quite possible that, let's say you guys go to a party, there is someone over there whom you know and whom you're very good friends with, so they come up to you, you guys talk, and your person just gets so upset and jealous and triggered by the whole thing that when you guys come back home, or heck, even during the whole car ride back home, they don't talk to you. And you are unable to understand why that happened. Because the thought of the person that you were talking to does not even cross your mind, because it wasn't something bad that you did. So you try a lot, try to figure out, hey, what happened, what's wrong. But either they don't answer you at all, or they take their own sweet time to answer you, and then they start questioning you, and then you guys have a fight. Which is why I use the word hypocrisy, because it's literally just like the other way around. Okay, so now that we know their 2 biggest triggers, let's use the tarot cards to find out what guidance does Spirit have for you regarding this whole issue. Spirit, what guidance do you have for group 1 about their person's triggers? Ace of Pentacles. What guidance do you have for group 1 regarding their person's triggers? The Hanged Man. What guidance do you have for group 1 regarding this person's triggers? Strength. Please clarify strength. Please clarify the Hanged Man. Okay, so if you want to continue in this relationship, if you want to continue in this connection with the person that you're asking about group 1, then the only way in which you can ensure that this individual does not get triggered is if you take a conscious if you keep a conscious check on your actions when this person is around. With Ace of Pentacles over here, Spirit has made it clear over here that follow this guidance only if you want to stick with this person in this connection, or if you want to take this relationship forward, because the only way to ensure that peace remains maintained in this connection and that you both do not end up fighting with each other uselessly is if you can stop yourself with Hangman and the Hermit over here from taking action towards any person whom your person does not like. In my opinion, I don't like this guidance for you. I'm being very honest over here. And I think maybe that is why Spirit has started out with this little, disclaimer over here right in the beginning, that this is what you will have to do in order to make this connection work. So if you're ready to, keep yourself sort of in a prison, or keep yourself under a check, or keep yourself under some sort of control, then yeah, follow this guidance and keep moving this connection forward. If not, then the other solution over here, in fact, with Ace of Pentacles would be to withdraw your commitment to a certain extent from this connection unless and until this person has worked on their own issues. Okay, one issue of course over here is hypocrisy. The other issue over here is their trust issues, and their issue about being challenged or being questioned, and their inability to have worked upon or healed or recovered, or at least tried to address whatever wounds it is that they have from the past. And I think over here Spirit is painting this very clear picture over here for you, Group 1, that this is the kind of behavior that you will have to put up with if you want to carry forward in this connection, because these are your person's triggers. So if you don't want to keep yourself in a control, if you don't want to lose your friends, if you don't want to, act like a puppet, then the only option is for you to withdraw a little bit and give your person space for them to work upon their own issues. Otherwise, this is what you'll have to do. Okay. So you or your person might be a Virgo, Leo, Cancer, Taurus or Capricorn. Pisces and Scorpio energy is also present over here quite strongly. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 1. I hope this reading gave you some clarity. If you liked it, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know it on the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon while doing so. You can follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings on different topics, and you can message me there or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi Group 2, so for those of you who chose the white stone, let's find out first using the oracles what triggers your person in this connection. So the cards that came out for it were Imagine, Go the Distance, Higher Power, Authority, Recognition and Reward, and Foundation and Achievements. All right, a lot of you can confirm this for me in the comment section. Each time you have asked this person, so where do you see this connection going? What's going to happen next in our connection? Should we move in, or when are you going to propose to me, or whatever it is. Basically, each time you have brought the question of the next obvious step in this connection. On all of those occasions, all of those instances, this individual has got triggered and will continue getting triggered unless and until they actively work upon those issues. I see over here with authority that your person has this need to always be in control, especially with Go the Distance. They want to be in charge of the pace with which this connection is progressing. And it seems to me over here with Recognition and Reward that whatever pace is going on in this connection right now is not to your liking, but they seem to be very content by it. They feel like everything is happening in a perfect time and there's no need to rush anything, even though Foundation and Achievements over here tells me that it has been quite some time since you guys first got together. And maybe right now questions like moving in together, having a child together, buying a house together with this person, or just something more solidifying is what you are craving now from this connection, which they are not giving to you. And each time you bring up that topic, they seem to get very agitated and they seem to get very triggered. Now, there can be a few reasons behind why this happens. The first, like I've already told you, is that they always want to be in control of how and when things progress. So when you start apparently butting in, they do not appreciate it and they get triggered by it. In fact, I'm seeing that each time that happens, they just leave. They just walk out of the house, they leave, they take some time to cool off, and then they come back home and act like nothing happened. In fact, I'm also seeing over here with Recognition and Reward that after every fight, after every, triggered episode, they might do a lot of heavy damage compensation, in fact, by bringing you lots of gifts or taking you out on trips, hoping that you would forget whatever happened, but obviously you don't. Now, I see over here with Imagine and Foundation and Achievements that your person's perception about marriage or foundation or stability or long-term relationships is very flawed. Very flawed. And of course, there can be a few reasons behind it. Maybe they grew up in a very unstable home environment. Maybe they never witnessed a lot of love between their parents. If they have any older siblings or cousins or relatives who got married, they might not have witnessed very good marriages like that. Maybe they used to be in a long-term relationship with someone and that ended on a horrible note. So there can be many reasons. But it seems like this person, now when I say triggered, I'm actually picking up on the energy of getting scared. Taking the next step actually scares your person. And they try to hide it behind this mask of pretending like they've got everything under control when actually they don't. Imagine over here tells me that each time you bring up the topic of the next step in the connection, their mind immediately starts going haywire with all the different ways in which that next step can perhaps backfire, or what if the connection ends, or what if this next step just tends to like fuck up with your equation in any way. I'm also seeing over here with higher power and authority that they often use this excuse that, everything is happening in the correct timing, and what is the rush? Why are you rushing me? Or why are you apparently in such a hurry to, have a child or buy a house or get married? Everything is happening according to God's plan or whatever. But let's face it, by this time, it's less of God's plan and more of your person's lack of courage. It's almost as if your person is so much in love with status quo that even the idea of a disruption or a relocation or a change basically tends to trigger them. That is actually the right word. Change triggers your person. Talks of a change, any apparent change, any change on the horizon, it just really, like, your person starts panicking at the very thought. They get triggered by it, they lash out, they get angry, they get agitated. And it's not just about this connection. As I can see over here, it's quite possible that your person has turned down a lot of good opportunities in their career only because those opportunities perhaps required your person to relocate, and they did not want that. They were not ready for that. They did not want that sort of change. They got triggered by it. They got afraid. They did not have the courage to take that next step, which is why they turned down that job offer, that promotion, or whatever it was. And since many years now, they have been living in the same place or working at the same position, all because of this reason. The sad part over here with authority and recognition and reward is that your person is not able to see how detrimental this pattern is for their own growth, not just the growth of this relationship, but also for their personal growth, and which is why I used the example of their career. It's very important, in fact, that if your person wants to progress in life, both personal as well as romantic life, they should start actively keeping a check on this pattern of theirs, wherein they are so afraid of grabbing new opportunities or being open to new opportunities that they just let it all slip away. Okay, so now that we know what your person's trigger or triggers are, let's see what guidance does Spirit have for you surrounding these issues. Spirit, what guidance do you have to group 2 for their person's issues? 9 of Swords. What guidance do you have for group 2 for their person's issues? 6 of Cups. What guidance do you have for group 2 for their person's issues? Page of Wands. What guidance do you have for group 2 for their person's issues? And 3 of Pentacles. Okay. Your guidance is more hopeful than group 1's guidance, because your guidance screams that there is hope in this connection, that things can get sorted out to your liking in this connection, provided you take care of just a few things here and there. So the first guidance over here with Three of Pentacles and Page of Wands is to not say anything in a manner that sounds impulsive or sounds rushed. Whenever you want something from this person, you can get it, provided you sort of ease them into it. How so? We have Nine of Swords over here and Six of Cups, and you can see that this woman is holding a baby over here. So I'm just going to take that example. Maybe not all of you want kids, but this is just an example. So let's say that you want to have a baby with your partner, okay? And just the thought of that change, you know, becoming a parent, having a child and everything, they get triggered by it and they're like, I don't want to talk about it, that I'm not having this discussion, and so on and so forth. So what ideally you should be doing is first, in order to ease this person into the situation of becoming a parent or handling a child, you should figure out ways in which you can make your person be around kids or spend time with kids. If you guys have any babies in your family, your relatives' kids, your cousins' kids, you can probably tag your partner along whenever you're going for a visit so that your person can spend time with those kids. You can take your partner to some orphanage perhaps on a weekend to donate some time over there, spend time with the kids, bring gifts for them and everything. The more your person becomes familiar with what it is like to be with a child, to take care of a child, and when your person experiences it firsthand how joyful it is to hold a baby and take care of a baby, and the kind of affection that your person will be receiving from those kids or kid, they will gradually start warming up to the idea that, hey, perhaps it won't be that bad. Okay, which is why for closing we have Page of Wands and Three of Pentacles, that instead of getting impulsive or like just make sure that your speech does not come out in a way that seems like you want this now. Okay, the more that you can approach the whole matter tactfully, the more you can ease your person into the situation, the results will actually be in your favor. Plus, the other thing that we will be tackling with this is that your person's fear surrounding change and whatever that situation is will also gradually start melting away. Okay, you or your person might be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Actually, all suits have come out over here, so you guys can be any sign. Okay. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 2. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the bell icon while subscribing to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram for tarot readings on more different topics, and you can message me there or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi Group 3, so for those of you who chose the orange stone, let's use the oracle cards first to find out what triggers your person in this connection. So the cards that came out for it were Breathe, By the Book, Peace, Suffering in Silence, Temptation, and Financial and Material Changes. Alright, so this is very interesting. When you might have clicked on this reading, you would have thought to yourself that my person doesn't usually get triggered by anything, but I love Happy High Tarot, so I'm just going to watch their reading. But the thing is that I can see over here with Suffering in Silence, Breathe, and Peace that yes, your person definitely has a very, very calm exterior, which is why it's very difficult to assess whether or not they get triggered by anything. But trust me, they do. It's just that with Suffering in Silence over here, they do not communicate the same to you. They sort of tend to keep all of those fears or all of those heavy negative emotions to themselves. Now there are two reasons behind it. I see with Peace and Breathe over here that your person, and this also isn't a good thing, you know, avoiding confrontation is also not healthy. But your person tends to do that. Each time your person gets upset by something that you've accidentally said or done or any other thing, or heck, sometimes even at their workplace, if there is something that they're not liking, they don't speak up about it. Okay, they'd rather suffer silently than take a stand against that thing, than present their opinions out in the open, which isn't healthy. You shouldn't keep your emotions bottled up like that. Your person might suffer a lot, very frequently actually, from headaches, from sore throats, things like that. It's all because that energy is getting bottled up, and eventually it'll start showing up. The signs will start showing up in the physical body too. So that's what happens. Anyway, so I see that your person almost has this need to make sure that your equation with them stays peaceful at all times. And it is alarming. It's almost as if you guys never fight. And each time you have told this fact to some friend of yours or your sibling or whoever, they've also been equally surprised. They're like, how is that possible? How come you guys have never fought with each other? And it is because your person has a very unhealthy style of communication. Anyway, that was just an extra message. Now, coming to what triggers them in this connection. I see over here with by the book, temptation, and financial and material changes. Okay, so firstly, by the book over here tells me that either this person's parents or someone that they have really grown up watching or observing very closely, some couple like that, they've had a lot of arguments, a lot of fights. Like every couple fights, that's fine, but this was like in an unhealthy, unnecessary, toxic amount. So either their parents used to fight a lot and they've witnessed that ever since they were a child, that their parents were constantly fighting with each other, hurling abuses at each other, maybe even beating each other up, or they've noticed the same thing happening with some family that these guys used to be very close to. Okay, and it is quite possible that they sort of conditioned themselves to believe that if I keep quiet, then this possibly will not happen. Something like, if my dad kept quiet, maybe my mom wouldn't have hit him, or if my mom kept quiet, maybe my dad wouldn't have hit him, kind of like that. So it's like they self-taught themselves this thing that it's better to keep quiet, to keep shut, because what if it just catapults into this really disturbing thing? So each time they sense some dissatisfaction in your tone, or some anger in your tone or your gestures or your body language, they get very triggered by it. Like I cannot even begin to tell you how triggered your disappointment or your grief or your anger makes your person. And the thing is that they don't let it be known to you that they are getting bothered by it, that they are getting triggered by it. And why do they get triggered? With 5 of Pentacles over here, immediately the second thought that comes to their mind is, oh my gosh, I think I've done something to upset her. I've done something to, hurt group 3. So what if they leave me? What if they go? What if I never get to have that stable family that I've always been wanting and that I never got, or I never saw any healthy example of it growing up? They want all of those things for themselves. And it is quite possible that sometimes you really do say things or do things which in retrospect even you wonder, how did my partner just let me get away with it? I mean, they should have said something. It wasn't right on my part. In fact, you might have had self-realizations and gone to your person and apologized, but they never threw any tantrum or never confronted you about it. They get very scared. The idea of losing you because of something that is upsetting you or something that is making you angry, which they sometimes incorrectly assume is because of them, it really, really triggers them. Somewhere with financial and material changes, I also feel that your person in general feels like you are better than them, be it your career, be it your looks, and other things also. So they have this need, this very compelling need to make sure that everything is always very calm and in order and just keeps flowing peacefully and gets to their desired destination, which is wanting a stable life with you. So each time they sense a hiccup in it, a disappointment or something in your voice, or like I said, all of these other things, they get triggered. I'm actually genuinely concerned that your person is not expressing all of these emotions to you. On the one hand, we can say that it's a good thing that they're avoiding confrontation, but honestly, considering that it triggers them a lot and yet they choose to keep quiet and suffer and let those emotions pass in their own sweet time and not say anything, that's somewhere detrimental, not just to their physical health, as I've already told you, but also to their mental health. Okay, so now that we know what triggers your person, let's see through the tarot cards what guidance does Spirit have for you for these issues. Spirit, what guidance do you have for group 3 for their person's triggers? Ace of Cups. What guidance do you have for group 3 for their person's triggers? Five of Swords. What guidance do you have for group 3 for their person's triggers? The Moon and the Eight of Cups. Okay, so the first guidance over here, very clearly with the Moon, is that you are the one who's gonna have to really figure out how exactly is your person feeling, because you've understood by now that sometimes what they are showing to you versus how they're actually feeling can be very, very different from each other. So with the presence of the Moon over here and Eight of Cups, it's very crucial that you are able to establish a much deeper connect with their emotions, with their subconscious fears and all of these other things, so that you can understand them better, so that you can perceive them better. With Five of Swords over here and Eight of Cups, Spirit is saying with Ace of Cups also that the soul that you have fallen for, the soul that you are in a connection with, is deprived of love. Okay? And they really need it. They've grown up in an unstable home environment. They've always just witnessed constant shouting and bickering and abusing and violence around them. They need a lot of peace. They need a lot of calm, and they need a lot of love. They are trying to create it for themselves in ways which are not good for them. So you have to meet them halfway, but the difference would be that your way of doing it, of course, would be more transparent and it would be more healthy. So you can display your love, you know, whatever love language you have, you can work on it. You can make it very evident that you're in it for the long haul. You can try from your side with Five of Swords over here that unknowingly, especially unknowingly, you don't say anything or do anything that can indicate that you are not interested in them or that you're planning to leave them. If you're actually planning to leave them, that is of course another thing. You do not have to fake continuing being in a relationship, because that's not fair to you, that's not right for you. But you must also understand over here with Five of Swords and the Moon that if ever you were to say or do anything, even if your person is internally crying because they felt very bad about it, they will not say a word to you. So the person that you have fallen for, the person that you are dealing with, is a very, very sensitive soul deprived of love. So they have to be handled with a lot of care, with a lot of caution. You see, usually when objects made out of glass are being transported in cardboard boxes, you have that little warning of fragile items and can break and things like that written on it. It's kind of like that. You are dealing with a person that is basically damaged goods, so you have to be very patient, 10 times more understanding, 10 times more of depth perception basically is required from you to deal with this soul. Okay, group 3, you or your person might be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group 3. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can also follow me on Instagram for tarot readings on more different topics, and you can message me there or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.